Um, so I've got 4 or 5 minutes. It normally takes 4 or 5 minutes to introduce myself. So I'll quickly say I'm a National Head of Planning, Development and Regeneration at Lambert Smith Hampton. I'm an urban geographer, retail geographer by education, and a planner by profession. I'm trying to get my slides to move down. Oh, here we go. Sorry, bear with me. Yeah, just very quickly, LSH, we are advising on the regeneration, repurposing and revitalisation of town centres across the UK, acting for both public and private sector, and offering advice all across that regeneration life cycle, from strategic visioning through to planning, procurement and delivery. And obviously Leo very much involved on the urban design and master planning side. But town centres are obviously a key focus and have been for a number of years. And this report by the government February last year recognised unless urgent action was taken, then we're going to see further deterioration, loss of visitors and dereliction for many of our high streets, and seeing some of those high streets disappearing altogether. And that brought into action the High Street Fund, the task force and the town deal as well, which is money going into town centres. A number of local authorities at the moment are putting together bids for funding to help with the regeneration of their town centres. And what we're seeing with CV19 really is an acceleration of trends that have been happening over the last decade, really, since the last recession. BPF research said a year ago or so that our high streets and towns are overshot by something like 30%. Well, you can bet that when we come out of lockdown, that it's going to be something closer to 50% for a lot of our town centres. So retail's not the answer to our problems anymore. If you think it is, you're asking the wrong questions. We've seen significant store closures and job loss since 2008, and in 2019 alone, the Centre for Retail Research said 16,000 stores closed, with a loss of nearly 150,000 jobs. In March last month, there was a record monthly fall in retail sales by 5%. And again, figures for April are going to obviously be much more significant. Footfall down by 80%, according to the various monitors as well, and not unexpected given lockdown. And national vacancy rates, again, for March, are up to 12.1%, a 5-year high. And again, coming out of lockdown, we're going to see a lot of shops and businesses that closed pre-lockdown not opening up again. It's predicted again by Centre for Retail Research, we're going to see 17.3 billion of lost retail sales in 2020. 20,000 shops could close and over 250,000 jobs could be affected. So this is a serious impact on our high streets, which we're already carrying the burden of change and transformation over a number of years, not least from the growth of online, which approximately, well, over 1 in 5 of us now do most, if not all, of our food and non-food shopping online. And again, that market share in March of 22.3% was the highest that it's ever been. And with lockdown as well, and changing our habits, shopping and eating habits as well, we're seeing an acceleration in the growth in online eating out. So again, through Uber and Deliveroo, we're seeing the growth of those that home eating rather than eating out, and any impact on our food and beverage sector. And the other thing that high streets have been challenged for a number of years is it's not a level playing field. It's never been a level playing field between high streets and outer centre retail in terms of the costs that they bear, high streets, the occupancy costs and the like. And the similar now with the growth of online, it's not a level playing field. And the key challenge is how we level that playing field going forward. I just wanted to say we did some research last year with Revo, which was launched at their September conference, which was entitled Fixing Our Broken Town Centres. And a part of that, we surveyed over 200 representatives of the industry, both public and private sector, including Revo's, but also ATCM and others. And the responses we got back gave us some idea as to some of the key issues and challenges. And again, we can make that available for those that want it. But one of the key things is about the critical mix of town centres. And the message is town centres need to diversify or they will die. And one of the responses to this, and this kind of wall chart here shows with the larger font representing the kind of the most seen as the most critical mix in town centres. And again, retail's important. You can't have a town centre without some sort of retail. But again, it's not the solution now. It's not the only answer. And it's about a diverse mix of uses, including health care, including education, arts, cultural uses, and more flexible space, particularly now as we come out of lockdown, looking at flexible retail and flexible workspace as well. And we've seen before that as well, the growth in street markets and market halls. Again, town centres being placed at the front and centre of our communities. So what's the future? Is it ghost towns or is it a brave new world? Well, for some centres there will be struggles and it will be difficult. But I think at the CV19, which is accelerating trends, really is an opportunity for a lot of our town centres to replace the old and vacant state stock, the old zombie stores, with new, repurposed, flexible and exciting commercial living space and workspace, to drive diversity in town centres, to overhaul and replace the archaic rental, lease and business rates model that's crippling a lot of the businesses in our town centres, to embrace digital technology and 5G, create smart towns and buildings, to tackle failing shopping centres and fragmented ownership. So again, resonates with what's been said before, and place our high streets really at the beating heart of our communities again, making them as safe and entertaining and green spaces. And I've heard someone recently talk about making our town centres, our high streets, our front rooms, but also I'd argue is making them our front gardens as well, and rewilding our town centres and really focusing on public space. But key to this, and again it's been mentioned, it's local authorities were having to and will have to take back control of our town centres. The private sector are disinvesting, and local authorities need to act not just as planners and land assemblers, but as developers and funders of town centre revitalisation. And this has to be wrapped up within very robust and strong business plans and visions and actions for town centres. And as we've said again, the previous speakers have said, it all depends on strong leadership and governance. You need cross-party support, you need stakeholder and community buy-in, you need that vision, and you need commercially deliverable action plans or business plans or frameworks or strategies, whatever they are, high on design, but are deliverable. But the key challenge going forward, the key challenge is, where is the money going to come from? I'll leave that to Q&A. And there's a quote there that I'll give a prize for anyone who recognises who said that. But it's very clear, vision without action is key. Thank you, Leah.